Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Paint My Own Red Bull Helmet. This is number 4. First off, I've got it all taped off as you can see. Visor taped off, helmet taped off, sealed really nicely. That is where the X-Acto knife and the tape came in. Use a high quality tape. Little rubbing alcohol before I put the tape on, make sure the tape's stuck. We have the Finish 1 primer. I'm using a primer sealer, not a 2K primer, because it doesn't really need any work as far as body work goes. There's my paint gun. Nice paint gun actually, bought it years ago, but it's trustable. And then we've got our reducer, which we're going to clean it with first. Then I'm going to hit it with some 600. And I'm excited to do this YouTube video. I think there's a lot of people that wondered, can I paint my own damn helmet? Well, here's the answer. Worth mentioning any flaps of tape like this, it's no good. You need to go over that. It's all stuck down really well. Because any of that's a pocket for dust, contaminants in the paint. You want to make sure you have a nice, smooth, sealed tape surface. So no flaps, no openings like this. Of course, you don't want that paint inside the helmet either, but it needs to go. Alright, so I have the final wipe done. Cleaned up the tape real good. Now I've got to go back and tape anything that the edges came off from. This is where you really got to pay attention to detail again. Just push that down real good, and then I'm going to come back over here with my X-Acto knife tip. We have this flat blade. It's really good to push this down with your fingernail first and kind of trace your line. As you can see, it's really hard to tell where this is actually happening. So hard, I was kind of far off. Okay, so I'm coming here. Just going to cut a straight line first. Pull this off. So if you did that right, that's point. You really have just a little bit of edge. You pull off. And then back to the line again. Just inspect it, because anywhere that paint can get up underneath, it's got it. So I've got to admit, one of the least favorite parts about this is sanding the visor. And it's very technical. If you look at it, it's got all type of raised areas, sunk in areas, grooved areas, slotted areas. And you got to get all these edges. They've got shiny clear coat that's not going to stick the paint to it like you need it to stick. You know, the bummer of this is if you hit the ground, which happens once in a while, you tend to break these off. And as you can see, it's nothing of an easy job to get these things done. And it's paint, graphics, everything all over again. One bump of the helmet. And you can see these things break quite a bit. What we're looking to do is probably right about there. Okay, we're just looking to knock that clear off and get that shininess out of it. Okay, right about there is what we're looking for. Okay, and you're basically going to do that there everywhere. It'll wipe away, but see how you got a flat look compared to a glossy look? That's what we're looking for. Time, go section by section. You see, that way you don't forget anything. I just get a whole box of gloves. You're probably going to need it. You'll end up having to go back and forth. And also plan on, once I get this all sandy, you're going to have sand on the tape. So you'll clean the tape real good and try to reuse it. Sometimes you'll have to retape, but my goal is to barely hit the edges and then just retape the edges after cleaning all the tape off and airing it out real good. Because it is a pain to tape a helmet. It took a good hour at least. So this is a 4-to-1 on the primer. 4 parts primer, 1 part. You want to be as precise as possible. Alright, so we have the helmet and the visor primed. It is time to let it sit overnight. Make sure it's well cured, because we're going to have to tape it. Actually, we're going to throw on some probably blue and then let it dry another night, and then we're going to tape it off. Alright, so the silver is on and dried overnight. We have the squares taped off, and I'm about to do the paper taping of the non-blue areas. So I'm taping off the silver. That's what's next. Getting any more coffee. Probably do a third coat. While it's still drying. Luckily, I can go over and see if there's any thin spots. You really got to look in the edges, crevices, the underneath, stuff you really can't do in your paint. Could probably use a little bit right there, a little thin. And it was thin back here, but I kind of fixed that already. So I'm going to hit a little bit more at the bottom. And I got it on a real low pressure right now, so I'm really just touching it up. There's somewhere over here. Nice wet coats at this point is fine. I'm just going to go up a little more, one more coat right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it. Just because every coat could cause more rust. So we are applying the Red Bull graphics. As you can see, we've got some of them on already. This is the challenging part, really. Although it's easier than painting it on, it still is kind of unpredictable. And then you want the bolt horns just below there. I think that's about right. This is very challenging. You may definitely end up using a heat gun in order to stretch and shrink and do whatever needs done. There's the clear. Now, I actually have a couple of decals that still have to go on, so I'm only going to be putting 2 coats of paint over that. They're clear. This is 2 coats of clear over what's already on. Unfortunately, a couple of the decals got lost or missing since it took a little while to get this all together. Like the Red Bull on the other side in the front, and the Alpine Star sticker that goes there. But that's a wrap on the first 2 clear coats. Alright, this is what's up. This is finished product. That's about 5 coats of clear altogether. And yeah, finished.